Hi, so on today on Prospect Bosses Boss Banter show today we have Mason Van Meter, and he is in the life insurance realm, so he could tell us a little bit more about his current company and what he does with that.
So I own a coaching company called Running Buddies Academy, where I help insurance agents make around the 250,000 a year mark because most of them are struggling, and I know how much money you can make in this damn industry.
Running buddies, that's nice. So, it's life insurance and is it life insurance or is it just insurance in general?
Life insurance specifically is what I have the most benefit with. I've worked with some like Medicare agents, some health insurance agents, some PNC, but I get way better results with life insurance agents.
Okay. So could you tell us a little bit about your company?
So I teach a lot of neurolinguistic programming techniques. I do a lot of sales training, just showing people how to ethically manipulate people into doing what's mutually advantageous for both parties. So if it's a win-win, I don't think there's any real manipulation involved. People hear that word and get freaked out, but people manipulate their kids every day. So I don't want to hear it. And then I just teach them how to generate their own leads for free and paid. So I'll teach them how to organically build a book of business or run paid ads to do the same thing.
Okay. So how do you generate free leads exactly?
Facebook groups, I'll leverage a lot of banking events. What better place that holds a lot of my target audience than construction companies, big lenders, local laborers, like people in pouring concrete? They can get me in touch with people just buying new houses, just getting a new driveway poured. Just build relationships with these people, and you'll have a business on autopilot without ever having to buy a lead.
Okay. That's smart. So how do you help insurance agents? You said you help them generate free leads and then run their paid. So is that the main way, or is there other methods that you use?
So a lot of the agents that come to me, they don't even really have an insurance sales problem. They have some false belief, and I have to knock that domino over. So, oh, because Susie called me fat in second grade, so and so called my light up Skechers stoop. It's really just a bunch of insecurities, and they have no belief in themselves. And once they do that, they typically are just so convicted that they naturally just do things the right way in this industry. They can just have normal conversations and still make sales. But that's when it gets fun, because then I can give them the real strategies and tactics on selling successfully.
Okay. So you kind of are a mentor as well and kind of help maybe overcome some personal problems so they can get better at sales.
Yeah, like there's been 5 or 6 agents now that have came to me just completely suicidal. It's like most of them are just living a depressing, miserable life, and they feel like they can't trust anybody. They walk through life feeling unheard, misunderstood, not important, not cared for. And so I just show them how to take personal accountability and ownership over to their life and realize that this industry is going to be difficult. It's the most difficult thing you'll ever do. I'm not out there telling you just buy leads and do more activity. That's absolutely stupid. If you got problems, deal with them, because no one cares. No one's ever going to care about you enough, as much as they should, to come to your house, wake you up in the morning, and get you to make sales. But if I can get you to realize that you're just being emotional, then it gets fun, because you can just remove emotions out of the equation.
Yeah. My friend always likes to say your self-respect has to be stronger than your emotions, and that's true in life and business for sure, especially if you're doing sales.
This
You have to
this
take
industry
them.
comes down to emotional intelligence and having thick skin. If you
Hmm.
want to cry over dumb stuff, like, I can't help you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of the sayings, no one cares, work harder. So I feel like that's something you definitely abide by.
Not even necessarily the work harder thing, but it's just focus on what's fulfilling to you. If you don't want to make 20 grand a month, why are you trying to do it? Like, if you get all your fulfillment from your marriage, why are you trying to do something that you absolutely hate? just leave the industry. So
Okay.
it's a lot of just reprioritizing people's lives. And some people don't want to stay here, some do.
Yeah. In insurance, you have to definitely want it, or else you're not going to be successful. It's not something that you can have to, for sure. Okay, so what are some of your favorite lead generation tactics to help insurance agents?
So one of my favorite things to do is to run lead magnets and build my own marketing campaign. Most agents, just like when I was first starting, I didn't even know what marketing was. I thought a market was a store. I'd go to Walmart to go to the market. So no, like, and when you see all these ads, some are when you're on Facebook, what are you being bombarded by?
Ads.
And what are they trying to do?
Get your information so that they
Sell
can,
you something.
yeah, yeah.
So I've come to the conclusion that it's better to be different than it is to be better. So while everyone else is trying to sell something, I'm just trying to give something away. So I'll just run lead magnets to educate and inform them and build a large list of people for pennies on the dollar, and you make all the sales on the back end. That's the problem with most of this is they try to run paid ads and it's only talking to the 3%. 3% of any given market has credit card in hand ready to buy today. 17% are in information gathering mode. 20% are problem aware, and the majority of 60% don't know their ass is on fire. They're problem unaware. So it's like, why are we talking to the 97% of people like we would the 3%? You have to match the temperature of the traffic. And so I'd rather just play the long game and realize that 6 to 12 months later, I can convert most of that 97% into free sales. Cost per acquisition is basically pennies on the dollar for each person. Profit margins are through the roof, and I only care about bottom line. I don't care what you gross if you're just getting hit with chargebacks and you don't actually net a lot. So I'll just run lead magnets, build a large list of leads, and just start marketing to them. You get a list of 100,000 leads. Do you think you can sell something somewhere, even if you're the worst insurance agent out there?
Yeah, I've done sales before. I was a sales manager before.
Exactly. 100, you talk to 100,000 people, it's hard not to make sales.
Hmm.
And marketing is one to many. Like, I don't care how good you are at sales. If I can have the same conversation with 100,000 people, I'll outsell you every day. There's no way you can talk to 100,000 people one-on-one.
There's no, what do you mean by that?
You can't have one-on-one sales with
Hmm.
100,000 people. It would take you years to talk to that many people. You'd probably be dead by the time you did it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the point of doing
Marketing,
yeah,
absolutely.
marketing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's kind of our concept with the dialer, with the CRM dialer that Prospect Boss has is a numbers game. So it's a 3-line dialer because it just ups your chances of being able to talk to more people during the day, especially if you're a single agent or something. So just a numbers game. So similar like with marketing, you gotta try to reach as many people as you can because you can't possibly talk to that many people one-on-one, like you said.
Correct.
So
So
could you explain a little bit more about like what a lead magnet is exactly?
So it's just a piece of information. So if I was looking at tackling the final expense market, I wanted to go from people age 60 to 70. What are most of those people worried about? Retirement, something like that. Stock market, we're in a recession, inflation, oh no. So I would make some type of lead magnet to inform them. I'd make it like a newspaper. Like, here's a 7 things your financial advisor isn't telling you about your retirement or your stock portfolio. Number 2 might shock you. And it's just the goal of the ad is not to make a sale. The goal of the ad is just to sell the click. So once they click on it, then I have to pull them in with captivating language and very good headlines. It has to be very compelling. Like, I highly encourage every insurance agent, like, go take a neurolinguistic programming or some type of communications class where you understand language. You'll never worry about money again in your life. Best $5,000 investment you'll ever make into yourself. So while everyone else is trying to sell something, I'm just educating people. And if these people are saying, well, wow, their free stuff is better than their paid stuff, I wonder what else they got.
So then they'll stick with
I'm just
them.
building long-term relationships.
Hmm.
I'm not playing the short game. This is why agents, they burn out. They're always trying to chase new customers. How much easier would your business be if they all just came to you?
True.
Just
Yeah.
my take on it.
The better you are at something, the more it's going to attract people versus just trying to start over and over again and get
Yeah,
more
when everyone
people.
else is trying to sell, I'm just trying to give away as much as I can.
Oh, that's smart.
It's reciprocity. Same thing with those waiters who used to leave mints at the table. Then they would turn around, act like they forgot something, come back and drop another mint. And they'd see their tips increase like by 20, 30%. So I'm just trying to invoke reciprocity and play with the human mind. I understand human nature very well. And the more we give someone, the more inclined they feel to give back.
Yeah.
So that's it. And that's how you provide value to the marketplace.
So, where do you see Medicare sales 5 years from now?
With all of what CMS is doing in Congress and all the legal entities, lobbyists, there's a lot of crazy shit going on right now in Medicare. People are just calling to do agent records of change. There's a lot of disingenuous agents over there, and it's very disgusting. I think if you're already in it, it would be stupid to give it up. But I personally, if I was just starting now with all the new rules and regulations looking to come into place, got to call, got to record this, you have to say this, you have to wait this many hours before you go to their house, you can't do this. I don't like being told what to do, for one, but I know that's one of the things that got me into this industry. So I'm assuming most insurance agents are probably the same. They don't want to be told what to do. So I see that you'll probably have the Joshua Youngs and the Justin Brocks just completely dominate with their companies. Now,
I've heard about him. Yeah.
I like him. He's a funny dude. I've never met him. I've hung out with Joshua Youngs quite a bit. I love that guy. He is so down to earth. He's built his business completely word of mouth. It's very admirable. He's a great guy. Highly encourage, if you're going to go into Medicare, go with one of them too.
Okay, yeah. I've heard good things about both of them.
Yeah, but it just to learn the ropes, then you can go do what you want. But I see it getting very strict and a lot of people falling off because they don't want to go through the headaches. Like I hate going through TSA. That's what I
Yeah.
think that's what it's going to be like. Hey, we got a strip search. You take off your pants. Got to make sure you don't have a bomb. So that's my opinion on Medicare.
The commercials on it have just really ramped up. I feel like lately more than usual. I was visiting my grandparents recently, they still watch cable, and there was just long, long Medicare commercials. They're putting all the details in there, and I guess it's just because of the new regulations that they've been passing.
They have to. You'll see advertising costs go up. You'll see the cost per lead go up. It's just going to drown agents. And from the research I've done on that and Social Security, like global economists predict that both of them to just completely disappear, especially if something like universal basic income comes into place. It's going to be completely insolvent.
So how if it falls off, then how, what's really going to happen with Medicare then? How are you going to acquire it if you think it's going to fall off?
Can you ask me that again to make sure I understand the question?
Maybe I don't understand what I'm asking, but if it's falling off, the industry of like Medicare sales is falling off just because of everything that's going on, then how do you think people are going to go about acquiring it in that way? If there's going to be less and less agents for it?
Government's going to have to step in and take control of some of that stuff. I could see that becoming like a government
Yeah.
thing, or it's not insurance agents are doing it. It's here, this is the government, and we just keep racking up trillions of dollars in debt. And we become the second Venezuela here in the next 5 to 10 years because we have a bunch of fake money going around that people just can't seem to stop borrowing. People
Yeah.
just get over leveraged
Agreed.
and it's disgusting.
Yeah. I could
So
definitely see it being a government thing since they set it up to where you have to have it anyways. Then it's just
that or the robots. So
AI.
all the old people got to go get chips in their head and go to the camps. So I'll just move to Dubai and I
I
just
have a
have
friend who
to,
is actually moving there soon.
it's a beautiful
Um,
country. I love it.
yeah, just because of, everything going on and all that. But we'll not get into that today, even though it's an interesting topic. So what specifically are the best markets that you see insurance agents being successful in? So I guess this could be new agents, or maybe, I guess, what would be the best market for new agents, and then maybe what would be the best market for an agent once they get more experience, maybe to transition to?
I say just pick one and stick with it until you're better than everyone else. Then you capture all the market share. But I would look in how to, there's a book called Blue Ocean Strategy I absolutely love because right now we're in shark infested waters. Every agent's using the same damn script, saying the same thing with the same tonality. And it's just these seniors are getting bombarded. These mortgage protection leads are just getting bombarded by people who just don't know what they're doing. And it's not to shit on anybody, it's just that their uplines don't care about them enough to help them out. So they're all using the same crappy scripts that someone like Grant Cardone wrote. I like Grant Cardone, but his sales tactics just don't work in today's human nature. Like those high pressure sales tactics just don't work. So use a question based framework in whatever market you're going into. Just only ask questions, treat it like a doctor's office. And what is that called when a doctor gives you a prescription without a diagnosis? I'm pretty sure it's called malpractice.
Yeah.
And it actually causes them to lose their license. Well, it's the same thing in sales. Like a prescription without a diagnosis is malpractice. So you guys just going, well, it's $40 a month and getting an I need to think about it. That's malpractice. Like you're better off just going back to whatever you were doing before if you don't want to learn sales. This is very difficult. It takes years. I would say any market you want, just find out how to segment yourself differently. If you're going into final expense, maybe you only work with grandmas who play bingo. I don't know. Find your blue ocean of your target audience and segment yourself out. Like if we look at Gillette, they were a blue ocean before Dollar Shave Club and all these people started coming in and trying to be low price leaders. And it's a vicious race to the bottom competing on price. If you compete on value, you can always be the most expensive and you'll make a lot more money. But it's like someone else saw that. They said, well, instead of Dollar Shave Club, why don't we do a Dollar Beard Club? He created a whole new submarket.
Hmm.
So there's only three markets: health, wealth, and relationships. And insurance is more into wealth. It kind of ties into all three, in all honesty. You're doing it for wealth to leave behind for your relationships, but you have to be healthy enough to get it. So it's like pick a submarket that you can tie into and see how you can segment or augment yourself differently to capture a new audience. Like this is what creates trends or like mass movements. It's like find a demographic that you really want to sell to, find out everything about them, what keeps them up at night. Like go do the research. Picking up a script and just calling somebody who filled out a lead, I think is dumb. Like I don't want to do it. I did it for years. But it's like when I just understand who I'm talking to, I can make one YouTube video about their pains, what's keeping them watching YouTube videos at night, and they all just come to me because they feel like, wow, this guy, like someone finally understands what it's like. But everyone's so damn worried about the product, never the prospect. So switch your mind.
So have a prospect-oriented mind versus product,
Correct. Well, Summer, who's more important to sale, the prospect or the product?
the prospect.
Exactly. So why is 95% of the industry's training on, well, you need to write a numerical policy on them? Like, stupid. And you're just asking for chargebacks with that.
Yeah. Because you
So
think,
it's
oh, I
like,
got the sale, but then you get hit with a chargeback, and then you gotta,
imagine that for every sale you made, they sent you two more people.
yeah.
After the first sale, you could stop buying leads. That's what I was able to do after 6 months.
Stop buying leads.
Correct.
Hmm.
I just learned how to generate them organically, but because like I use a thing I got from Alex Hormozy called Closer Framework, I translated it to the insurance industry, and it's like I was getting more referrals than I could handle. So I had to start giving those to other agents. Now imagine you're trying to recruit. How cool would that be if you could just bring people into an environment where they only do what they're supposed to, and that's sell? So if you can provide them just free leads of people that actually want insurance, do you think they would ever leave you? They're
No.
spending all of their time selling? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
They hit their raises, they'd win trips, and you'd get a shit ton of overrides. That's a nice agency right there.
Yeah.
But no, everyone wants to speak to the masses, and when you talk to everyone, no one listens. It's like, I don't want a team of 1,000 agents. I can have a team of 10 that completely decimates all 1,000. 10 A players are worth more than 1,000 B players in this industry. There's no roll-up debt. There's no chargebacks. None of the bullshit. No drama. You get all your attention and brain span, all your energy back. You can go to sleep at night on your Tempur-Pedic bed. Or if you're like me, you sleep on the floor.
You sleep on the floor?
Most of the
Why?
time, yeah. It lets your back decompress, all your cerebral spinal fluid like go where it needs to go. It's like, well, people have back issues. Sleep on something hard. You're sleeping on some mattress. Look at the mattress industry. It's archaic. It's like Moses was probably sleeping on these things before the Last Supper. Like they haven't really done a lot of work to the mattress industry for however many years. So I'd rather just sleep on those little bamboo mats from China, whatever. And I was like 5'11 and a half. I actually gained an inch. So now I'm like 6.5 foot.
Wow. From
Six
sleeping on the
foot
floor,
one and
so
a
like
half.
straighten your spine.
Yeah, to let you stretch out. So you get rid of all these lower back issues from shitty posture, sitting in a chair all day. I was like, after this, I'll be standing up for the rest of the day.
Hmm. Do you work at a stand-up desk?
Yeah.
This is what this is. I'm sitting up.
And
Yeah,
sitting
I
is the
like
new
those things.
smoking, so I hate doing it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it helps you stand up straighter and your blood flow better as well if you stand up versus sit all day. I know I hate sitting in one place all day. Okay, so this is kind of similar but a little bit different. If you were a new agent starting out, what is the first thing you would do?
First thing I would do is it's a hard time just between getting a coach or going and learning sales. But it's like, I'm not going to be reading 1,000 books. I'm just going to go try to make 1,000 mistakes as fast as I can. I'm going to see what I'm doing wrong, and then I'll see what I can do to correct it. Like, there's no such thing as failure. There is only feedback. You either learn what works or you learn what doesn't work. And so I would just look for patterns. That way I could constantly measure what I'm doing and measure my results against. Like, okay, this is the standard. Here's what I'm going to measure against. Did I get better or get worse? Okay, stop doing that. Start doing this. I would just model a proven process. Like, this is why I love NLP is just find someone. This is why I'm so big on getting a coach. It's what helped me make a shit ton of money in this industry. Find someone who's already done what you're looking to do and copy them until you get what they have. And then iterate. That's where you'll see the big wins in business. That's where you see the grand slam home runs, knock it out of the park. Is when you take something that's working and you make your own iterations to match your personality. Because if you copy me word for word, it's not going to be real. It's not going to be authentic. So you can only copy someone for so long. But to get to like 7 figures, you're going to have to do something on your own. What gets you to your first 100,000 is not going to get you to your first like million.
Yeah, you have to kind of find your niche or something that's gonna make you stand out,
Absolutely. It's
especially
better
the.
to be different than it is to be better. So while everyone else is saying, buy policy, come to me, get a quote. It's like, hey, have you heard how cool this is and what it'll do for you? It's completely different. It
Hmm.
feels different. And if you just do that for a year or two, yes, I said a year or two, it takes time to build cool shit. So it's like, do that for a year or two, get really good at giving away as much as you can, lead magnets, whatever, learn how to market and sell. Those are the two best skills you'll have. And just don't give up. Keep building the list, building relationships, and over time, they'll just start coming to you. Takes all the guesswork and headache out of this industry.
Word of mouth marketing is still definitely the most effective one there is.
Yeah.
You can spend a long time, I know, you can spend a long time on a video, ad, graphic, whatever, but what's gonna get you the most business is word of mouth, someone having a positive experience with you or your company, and then
That's all
telling
it
their
is, it's
friends.
customer journey. So when you
Hmm.
provide 10 times the service that anyone else can, they'll send everyone to you. If you can make it like I remember when I was in high school, I saw an Avengers movie and I had a bunch of like 12-year-old boys down there screaming and crying when whoever Captain America did something, he got in a fight, woohoo. But it's like kids are screaming. If you can give your clients that type of experience that those 12-year-old boys have, you'll never have to worry about money again for a day in your life. So
Yeah,
I would just say focus on the prospect and you'll get a lot out of this industry. It's based
yeah,
on relationships.
it is. Because people were gonna go to who they trust, that's why it's so popular. Just to even like go on Facebook and ask your friends, who do you like to go to for this, especially like,
Oh,
or when you
State
moved,
Farm.
yeah, or like when you move to a new town and you just ask the locals, where's the best place to go for this? Because they've been there, they've done that, they know the people. So people definitely trust people more than like a company, no matter how good their
People
advertisement
don't trust
is.
brands anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People want to see a real. This is why people love Elon Musk. He is the face of Tesla. He's the face of SpaceX. People love the person, not the brands.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So they go buy a car that if they don't wear a seatbelt, it'll take them straight to the police station in the next 5 years. Stupid.
So, what would you say makes you different from other insurance coaches out there?
I'm the most authentic person in the industry. And there's only one other insurance like coach, and it's my buddy Carson Porter, as far as I'm aware of, who's doing things on the same like scale as me. But we're both just raw and transparent. When I hear the word exclusive in this industry, I'll just go ahead and tell you that means shared. I hate exclusive leads. So just learn to make your own.
Hmm.
But it's like I just give people what they already know they need. But all in all, I'm trying to social engineer a mindset in this industry. I'm looking to completely reinvent the way insurance agents sell, and it all has to be ethical. I love this world. I love my life, and I wish more people got to live it like I did in their own way. That was fulfilling towards them. But it's like most of them are just being drugged through the fucking ringer from people that they don't even trust. There's like a 99% dissatisfaction rate with most people's uplines or agencies in this industry. And if I can reinvent the way that people sell and look at this industry as a whole, that'd be an awesome life mission for me to accomplish. And I will. It'll just take the next 10 to 20 years. It takes time to build a movement. But it's like eventually people are going to be tired of being lied to. People are going to be tired of just giving the same bullshit script that every other agent is using. People want to learn the actual skills. People want self-belief. People want community of people who actually love them.
Hmm.
I do. We all join this industry for relatively the same reason. We're all chasing a feeling. If they say it's money, no, it's not. They want to feel a certain way.
You'd
They
say it's
think
a feeling, not money?
correct. They all want to feel a certain way. We're all chasing a feeling. Feelings don't play a whole lot of importance in my life, but it's like the feeling of fulfillment. That's what eventually, it's what most entrepreneurs are going after. Build cool shit, make a lot of money, but it's like the feelings that they get from those things, the experience and the lifestyle that it can provide. So it's like, I just help people find what's fulfilling and cut out the bullshit. I don't like drama. I don't like people being taken advantage of for $20,000 events. And it's like, I wish they had more due diligence, but people buy into the marketing hype. Well, this guy was on a jet. That means I can become like, they have these double binds in language. Because he did it, that means I like, they compare their marketing that they don't even know is fake for the most part. Like, people rent those lifestyles, people lease those lifestyles. It's not real, guys. You see 60 seconds of someone's life and you make a decision based on a very beautifully constructed advertisement. And that's the goal of it. But don't buy into it. I tell people, don't listen to a single thing I say. Like, I'm trying to program you. Go do your own research. I just want people to learn for themselves and have enough common sense and emotional intelligence not to get taken advantage of. This is why I love Japan. They teach their kids, you get gold dug, it's your fault. You get taken advantage of, it's your fault for not being smart enough to sense the deception. Human brain's very good at it. We all know someone's trying to take advantage of us. But we listen anyway because of our feelings. We live in a very weak society. We're seeing men turn into little girls. Very disgusting.
So what was I gonna say? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, so you would just say just being authentic is what would separate, you and your company from other coaches out there. And that makes a lot of sense. There's a kind of people think there's a lot of deception out there in the insurance realm, especially.
There is.
Yeah, and I could see that because a lot of people just feel like they're going to be taken advantage of or told the wrong thing
And they
just to get
already
a
are.
sale.
Loyalty is completely skewed in this industry. So I just believe in practicing like the art of stoicism. So there's 4 basic principles to that. And it's just realizing that you have everything you need. It's just being aware you have everything you need to be resourceful and successful. No such thing as failure, only feedback. You have to be able to adapt. But it's just taking power into your own hands. Of course, I make a lot of money selling stuff and helping people out, but it's like, I'm serving people. I'm giving them what they need. I'm breaking false beliefs. I'm saving them from offing themselves. I don't see anyone else doing that bullshit. It's here. Buy more leads, do more activity. Come join
hmm
my agency. We'll start you off at a higher comp. Like my CRM, Facebook ads course. It's like, I'm just trying to save people's fucking lives. In all honesty, because most of them are already dead on the inside.
Yeah. So, do you ever attend any conferences or anything? Or you just,
Sometime I'll go incognito, or if I get asked to speak, I want to see what trends are coming up in the industry or how people are talking, just to kind of see where the industry and the sub markets in the industry are headed as a whole.
hmm
And really just to kind of see how other people talk. Because it's like a lot of people have started to catch on to my YouTube channel and they've started to implement a lot of the things that I'm doing. They'll copy what I'm saying word for word. And it's like, I always have to be different, but be myself. So, like, people think vulnerability means that you just get emotional. No, vulnerability means you just are who you are. If I want to say the F word, I'll say the F word. If I want to wear tank tops on interviews or take my shirt off, like, I'll do what I want to do. I'll live life on my terms. I don't care what people think. And I just want to do life with people who want to do life with me. So I'll go to conferences to network, see what people I can help. But it's like, I'm at a point now where I'm just trying to sniff out agencies that I know I can like 10x their profits by giving them my sales process, my recruiting strategies, my lead gen strategies. And it's like, build relationships with those people, give it all away for free, and get the good word of mouth, goodwill. And then they'll send other people to me to do the same thing for them. But I also have to check out what the competition is doing and snuff out that fire.
hmm So you
So
do
it's,
sometimes, but you don't really kind of make a
I
big
don't
deal out of
size a
it or
lot of it.
anything.
I'm always on the go. I'm always doing something. I'm always on. I'm a busy guy. And if not, I feel like I'm just completely wasting my life. Like I can't just sit down there and watch a movie. It's like, why am I doing this? This is miserable. Like I have to be working, or it just feels like there's no point in being alive.
Yeah.
So really just checking out which marketing hype bullshit is going on for the week. And it's like, oh, okay, if this is what I've got to worry about, awesome.
Then you're good.
It's all fake. It's all fake. There's nothing of substance out there in this industry. So I can absolutely, without any doubt, say I'm the most transparent person in this industry next to my buddy Carson Porter. And he's my competition. I love the dude. What he does is phenomenal for agents. But he's more of a group. I'm more of a one-on-one guy. I just can't deliver the same amount of change to a group as I can one-on-one. I like to know the intricacies of someone's brain.
Intricacies.
Yeah. And that's a weird word. It's kind of
It
like a tongue
is.
twister.
A lot of our words sound the same too.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
Intricacy. Okay. So you've given us some good information today. I appreciate you coming on the channel. So I'll get your contact information so I can put that like on the in the captions and everything to get you a little bit of exposure.
All right.
You
Well,
said
happy to help.
you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah. If they just search Mason Van Meter, they'll find
Okay.
me.
Base and millimeter. Okay. And do you use any social media at all? Like Facebook,
Yeah. If
Instagram?
they search me on any platform with that name, they'll find me. They can search
Okay.
Running Buddies Academy. They can text my cell phone number at 270-724-3633. And one of my assistants will get you in touch if it's important.
Okay. And do you have is there a website for come running buddies?
Runningbuddies.life/new agent.
Okay. And how can someone join your agency?
So I do not recruit or anything like that. I strictly coach.
Okay.
So no matter what agency you're with, I'll triple your profits in the next 90 days working with you. And if you have any bottled up issues from childhood, or if you're like me, you had daddy issues from a young age, we'll get rid of that shit.
That's awesome. I mean, people want to, like you said, community, I think is the most effective thing. And this new wave of the work from home and all of that, a lot of people feel, they're maybe making a lot of money, have a better work-life balance, but still not feel as fulfilled. And not necessarily just because of that type of position, but people just want community
They're
and feel like
isolated. They're
someone
alone.
cares. Yeah. So, helping someone maybe tackle their personal issues when you start working with them, I think that is definitely what you make you, sorry, it's definitely what makes you stand out as well.
I've saved people's marriages. I've helped them avoid bankruptcy, got them to step back off the cliff, back on the safe ground. It's like, I don't see anyone else doing that.
Hmm.
Want some leads?
Well, that is good information. Yeah. So I'll make sure to plug all of that and then send you the recording if you want it. But thank you for coming on the show today. It's a
Absolutely,
really fun
Summer. Pleasure.
conversation.
Pleasure listening to that Savannah, Georgia accent.
I do hear a little bit of the Kentucky drawl in yours too.
Absolutely. All right. You have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.